Hello everybody, welcome to episode 50 of the PMD Tea Buyers Club. It's taken us a long time to get here simply because we kind of stopped the show for a year. But I've been meaning to bring this show back for a long time, and what made me do it today was a comment from Memo Whistleman where he said, "Nice video, what's the difference between pekoe and orange pekoe in terms of strength? Thank you." I've been meaning to bring back PMD Tea Buyers Club for some time. There's been a lot I've been seeing that I wanted to address, and I've been traveling a lot. I'm sure if you guys follow the vlog on Facebook, you would have seen where I've been and what I've been up to, and some of the other videos that we've been doing, some of the more sort of higher quality, let's say, stuff that's not really shot off my phone and then uploaded. But this is something different. This is more where I can give you guys some value for those of you who like tea, who want to learn about tea, who want to get some genuine knowledge on tea, a place for you guys to sort of congregate. So I've got a lot of samples to actually go through over the next few weeks, a lot of issues that I want to bring up that I'm seeing in the industry. So what I thought was I'd start off with Memo Whistleman today. Kind of just worked out that I ended up addressing his question because I've got two teas, both from Uva, and it just happened to be that I've got an orange pekoe and a pekoe grade of tea. First of all, where are these two teas from? Both are Uva teas. Uva is the eastern region in Sri Lanka. So if you think of the map of Sri Lanka and your different tasting regions, you have Dimulla in the west, and we've done a lot of Dimulla teas here. A lot of the footage that you would have seen on this YouTube channel is actually shot in Dimulla on the western slopes. In the center, you've got Nuwara, and that's really a crust of 5 estates that produce that very light, yellowy, liquory tea. And then to the east of Nuwara, you have the Uva province. Now, teas here will be anywhere between 3,000 up to 5,000 feet in elevation. And this is a very special region in Sri Lanka. It really consists of the Malvatta Valley and the districts around it. It's not a very populous area of Sri Lanka even today. Its main economy really is tea cultivation. So I've got 2 quality estates that are known for their Uva teas. One of them is Uva Highlands towards the Bubbler side. The other one is from the heart of the Malvatta Valley, which is St. James Estate, and a good friend of mine, Mr. Odair, is the one who's planting on this, and I'm delighted to be able to taste his tea today. So what are the 2 grades of tea that I've got? Well, from Uva Highlands I've got Orange Pekoe 1, and from St. James I've got Pekoe. Now if you look at these two grades of tea, and I'll put the pictures up on Instagram, if you're not following us on Instagram, have a look, we're at PMDT. You'll notice that your orange pekoe is your leafier grade. Now, when you grade tea, orange pekoe is the leafiest grade of tea that you can get. Now, what happens is when we talk about leafy grades of tea, or smaller grades of tea, or broken grades of tea, or even dust, the size of the leaf does not affect the quality of your tea. What your leaf size is telling you is that the larger the leaf size, the lighter your cup of tea will be. That's all it's telling you, because to get a small leaf size like this, you're passing it through a rotovane. You're putting more pressure during your rolling process. Because your particle size is smaller, you'll get a thicker, stronger cup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send over these 2 cups, and if rather pans down to have a look at both these cups, you'll notice the one in my left hand, on your right hand side of the screen, is darker in color compared to the one in my right hand. So that is the main difference between an orange pekoe and a pekoe grade of tea. Orange pekoe is larger, the leaf is lighter, the leaf is longer and twistier. You will get a lighter cup. Pekoe, depending on where you're making your pekoe, if it's upcountry pekoe or low-grown pekoe, it's a thicker cup, it's a shottier leaf. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to taste these teas. But before I taste them, I'm actually going to nose both these leaves. Now, both of these teas are made in the seasonal time. The seasonal time for Uva teas is between late July into September. This year we had a very short, sharp Uva season. Now, what do I mean by having an Uva season? An Uva season is, well, any seasonal flush occurs when you get a dry spell occurring. Now, in Uva, this happens between July to September. And you have a dry spell that occurs, and with that you get a wind. Now in Uva, this blows from the northeast part of the island. It blows in from the northeast coast into the valley of Uva, so into that Malvatta Valley where St. James is, and it blows down onto those slopes. So any moisture that's left on the leaf is evaporated away. And what that does is it sends the bush into a state of survival. And when you have that concentration of flavor sitting in the leaf, and you hand pluck it, because that's what we do in Sri Lanka, we hand pluck everything. There's no mechanized plucking, and you make tea like this in the orthodox way. If you put this through the CTC process, you will lose the flavor. You have to make this in the orthodox way. You get a seasonal uva tea. That's what you've got here in both of these teas. So if I'm to smell this leaf, this orange pekoe, and really nose this infuser, and even this leaf here, out of that leaf, you're getting a typical uva hit. And what do I mean by an uva hit? Uva teas have this, in the seasonal time, they have this wonderful sort of mentholated cranberry, raspberry type note, you know? And when you're sitting by a roller during the seasonal time, the aroma is fantastic. And that's why you should drink seasonal uva teas. This is all about tasting aromatic tea. If you want to know what real aromatic tea is, real aromatic Ceylon tea, what it's known for, uva is a fantastic example. More cherry blossom out of this. Much more of a mentholated flavor coming out of the actual leaf here. What do you get out of the St. James? Well, St. James, the leaf is smaller, so I'm expecting a much more, bigger pungency to come out from this infuser. And exactly how I said, much more pungency. Imagine the smell of wicks, almost wicks type smell, wicks, tiger balmy smell coming out of this. And if I actually smell the actual leaf, that same tiger balmy smell, and a bit of sort of cranberry, raspberry, but the aroma is much more on this Uva Highland, much heavier on the Uva Highland in terms of aroma. Now let's have a look at both these cups. If you're looking at both the cups, you'll notice the Uva Highland is a lot lighter, like I said. Your St. James is thicker, and that's completely down to leaves. That's completely down to leaf size, and also at the particular elevations of the estate. Uva Highland a lot lighter, clean cup. You can see straight through it. It's bright, it's vibrant. Slight little golden rim around the cup. Let's give it a taste. It's a very nice uva tea. Genuine uva. Tip of your tongue, it's sharp. On the sides, you get that, cranberry, raspberry type taste on the sides. The mid palate has that mentholated flavor. It's almost like it's a mix between, it just leaves a very tangy taste in your mouth. It's almost like cranberry, raspberry, just leaves a cool menthol type taste, almost like having cranberries, raspberries, and sort of, chewing gum or menthol sweet. That's what you're left with in the middle of your palate. Very light in character. It's not too thick, it's not too strong. This is a very drinkable tea, and I would drink this tea without milk. I'd drink it on its own. Looking at the St. James, a lot thicker in character, a lot darker in character. Little slight golden rim around it. Looking at the nose of this tea, a lot more of a harsher note. I'm expecting something a lot thicker, a lot stronger. So giving this tea a go. Wow, that is a cracker. It's an absolute cracker of an uva tea. You are making no mistakes that you're having an uva tea here. Here it's light, simply down to the leaf style. Lighter, less pressure on the roller, you're extracting less of the flavor out. It's lighter, it's more delicate. This is much more complex. This is thicker. It really coats your palate. And as soon as you draw it in, you get that sharp and bitterness right on the tip of your tongue. Very big hit of that mentholated flavor that these uvas are known for, certainly St. James, right across the sides of your palate. In the middle, you get this big hit of, almost like wicks. Think of your normal cup of tea with a spoonful of wicks. That's what this tastes like. Very thick. This is a quality uva tea. If you guys want to taste what a genuine seasonal uva is, you will not get this tea outside of this time of year. And we've had a very short, sharp uva season, so there's not a lot of uvas going around. Both of these teas I'm actually going to buy. Both of these I'm going to confirm on, and I'm going to buy both of these teas. I'm going to put them up onto the website. Check out our partner hotels as well, because they're going to be working on, they're going to be onto their seasonal menus going into Christmas. And this is a nice tea going into winter. If you want, you can have this with a bit of milk. This one I wouldn't actually have with milk. I put a dash of milk into this if you wanted to take the edge off, because it is quite thick. This is a wonderful pungent tea, really thick. It's very nice to see this type of tea coming through. I just wish there were more uva estates that went back to making this type of traditional tea. In fact, every estate in that Malvatta Valley, where St. James is from, I can't understand why they're not making this type of tea. Why we're not seeing more of this genuine type uva tea coming out of this area. Because the land conditions are there. The question is, are the agricultural practices there? And is the factory in good condition? And the other side is, this is the thing that you can't control, is the weather there? I mean, just because you're able to get it on St. James doesn't mean you can get it on every estate, because, slope to slope, your weather pattern changes. But two great uvas. I hope you guys were able to understand the difference between orange pekoe and pekoe. I would certainly check out these teas. They'll be on the website soon. We've got 2 new tea bags coming out, but I'll mention those on the next episode, and I'm going to try and get out 3 episodes a week. So that's what I'm going to go with. Thank you for watching the PMD Tea Buyers Club. Follow us on Instagram, because I'm going to put pictures up of all of this. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Happy sipping.